Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight on A World Awakening. I have a very special guest tonight. I've just spent basically the last week with her, which has been awesome. And we've made a lot of mischief and played paranormal. And not that we don't take it all very seriously, because we do. I mean, it's the most fascinating subject on earth, but we also enjoyed doing it and spending time together. And you get me in the raw tonight. I've been traveling all day. I've been on a plane or in an airport all day long. Got home about an hour before my first show, Soul School. I look as exhausted as I am, but I'm so energized too, and so thrilled to be here to welcome my dear friend and our very special guest, Jacqueline Nunez.
Hi, Andrea.
Hi. I mean, everybody knows you own the Conjuring House.
Yeah.
But what happened there, I just have to say, that's been the best trip that I've ever made there.
That's awesome.
It's the best time that I ever had. and your moment of inspiration, and I second guessed you. I did. I didn't say anything.
About what?
About
Ooh, tell me. What happened?
taking Halloween night off.
Oh,
When, as a businesswoman, you could have just been running a constant tour through that house all night long and had it full. You could have. And instead, that might not have been the wisest business decision of the spookiest night of the year, quote unquote, even though I think that's ridiculous. It's all nonsense and superstition. Every night's Halloween at that house.
Exactly.
But instead you said no. Tonight's for the staff and friends and us just relaxing and letting our hair down. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Jonathan.
It was the wisest decision, that everyone was able to just relax and have fun. We danced, we sang.
We dowsed. These are dowsing rods. We had a couple drinks. Yeah, it was, because we don't do that enough as staff, because we rotate in and out, every week. And so it was just a special opportunity with you being in town and a lot of staff being there. So I just thought, I'm going to grab this moment, and we're just going to hang out, because we don't do it as often as we should, and we all love each other and we support each other, and I have the best staff ever. So no, it was just, and I mean, we had been going September and October. I mean, tours every single day, 4 tours a day, and they all filled. So we were just going and going and going. So it felt okay to not do anything actually on Halloween night. It was fine.
Well, we didn't, but what we did do on Halloween night was not just fun. I think it was therapeutic. I know it was for me.
Well, that's great. And I love that you stayed at the farm for the first time.
I know.
I know. You haven't done that. That was great.
My sanctuary was always off in the next town over in a hotel. And this time I just said, you know what? No more. I'm going to stay here at the farm.
Yeah,
and it was great.
Yeah, no, we all loved that you stayed there. That was awesome.
Well, this week, I mean, I don't know about you, this morning, as Erin and I were standing in your house in Boston, and you just looked at both of us and you said, this is surreal.
No.
And it was for us too. I mean, all the way to Providence, we talked about, when we left Boston, she dropped me at the airport, as you know, but now everybody else does. And all the way there, we were talking about, well, you, the farm, the energy, the spirit, the joy that we have all working together, playing together, being together, laughing together, dancing together, the joy
Yeah.
we shared, and how uplifting it was for both of us. And she works her butt off. That woman is just a
She's
workhorse.
incredible.
Yeah, she
Incredible.
is.
Yeah.
And then just to be able to come and we got back. You and I did an event on a British cruise line
Yeah. That
in
was fun.
Boston Harbor last night. Did an extended interview with Mr. Howard Hughes, who has his own show and out of London, but it goes worldwide. And then we got up on stage and answered questions and interacted with him for an hour or so. And it was fast. I mean, it was over really fast. In the amount of time it takes me to do these two shows, Soul School and A World Awakening, it was over. But I'll never forget it. Just looking out the window and seeing the bay, the lights on the bay, and meeting all those lovely, lovely people from Great Britain, from the UK, and having that experience with you.
Yeah, no, that was cool. I thanks for including me in that. I really enjoyed
Thank you.
meeting Howard. He's a dynamic guy. I
Mhm.
really liked him. I didn't know a lot about him going into it, but he's pretty awesome. He has a great presence, a great voice, and a great command of the subject. So, yeah, I really liked him.
Yeah, he's amazing. I've done his show. Well, remember I think it was last Halloween, I had to set up in the merch room and do a 15 or a 20-minute thing with him
Oh yeah, I remember
in
that.
England. And everybody was hanging stuff. And I'm like, okay, your butts are in this shot. Everybody was hanging up sweatshirts. It was so funny. And I was hoping. I didn't know if I'd ever meet him, but about 6 months ago, he said, we're planning a cruise, like a haunted Eastern Coast cruise that started in Newfoundland and is working its way all the way down to St. Augustine, Florida, of all places,
Nice,
Eric's home.
nice.
And we're stopping in Boston for one day. Is there any possibility you can join us? Wow, that
That
worked
worked out.
out.
It worked out great.
Yeah, it really did. So, Jacqueline, let's just say that your house that used to be my childhood home um, has a presence now that can't be undone. It's one of the most famous houses in the world
It is.
and will continue to grow in popularity as people go and have their own personal experiences. I know you have people that come again and again
Yeah,
that
we do.
want to continually
Mm-hmm.
maintain some kind of a relationship with the place, that are intrigued, that are drawn to it, that want to come again and again. So this is only going to grow. And what do you envision maybe 5 years, 10 years down the road for the house?
I mean, that's a really great question. I do like, and it's intentional that a shift there's a shift happening, that it's becoming more of a place of like loving, almost like spiritual experiences that people can have there by engaging with the energy there, that it's getting away from the Hollywood storyline, right? Because we're working hard to dispel the myths about it, and we're also working hard to dispel the idea that the house is filled with demons
Thank you.
or trapped spirits and all of those kind of things, because it's none of it is true. And I feel like my role is to help. The spirits have been misunderstood there for a very long time, and so my role is to help them be understood, and part of that is just stepping out of the way and giving them the freedom to emerge, I feel, is what it is. So I don't necessarily know if I have a vision of what the business will be like in 5 to 10 years. I'm just kind of taking it month by month, year by year. I'm sure that it will continue to evolve. There isn't that much more that, I mean, I've exhausted a lot of the stuff that I think that we can offer, because we don't have the parking, one, and two, it's just we already like are just slammed. We don't have enough hours in the day. So I don't know. It's a very good question, but I just know generally that I like the direction that it's taking, that it's a more loving, spiritual, experiential type of energy that is really coming to the forefront. That makes me very happy.
One of the things I most appreciate about you is your power of discernment. You're careful about who you let in, what they do, how they represent the house.
We're trying. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, you can't be 100% successful. People are people, but, being mindful and making your intentions known about what gets done there and how the house must be treated respectfully is a legitimate demand to make. And I so appreciate that because, as I've always said, it was their house first.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that on some level, at least by some of the spirits in that house, my family was perceived as intruders.
Mm-hmm.
And it took a decade to come to grips, come to terms of endearment, come to an understanding. And then it was time to move on. I was devastated, as I've shared with you, at the sale of the house. And I look back now and I realize that it all did happen. I wouldn't have had the life that I've had if I'd stayed there,
Mm-hmm.
if I'd stayed rooted on that land, on that property. I wouldn't have had the life that I've led. And I love the life that I've led in spite of the conundrums and the obstacles, all the things that I've been through in my life. All of it has conspired to bring me to exactly where I am right
Mm-hmm.
here, right now.
Exactly.
And I know you likewise have had you have one of the oldest houses in the United States, going back to the colonies. And then you built one of the most modern homes I've ever laid my eyes on. It's like one extreme and another. I mean, full spectrum, Jacqueline. I fall somewhere in the middle around the Victorian age. That's
Yeah.
my favorite
Yeah.
era.
Yeah.
But it's really amazing. I think, I sometimes wonder what it is to be like, to be you, to go from the farm to the city, back to the farm to the city. And you did that this week. It's I don't know how you do it. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting, and why I said it was surreal when I'm standing there looking at Aaron sitting at my kitchen island, and you're, sitting on the sofa, because I've had such two separate lives, right? Like I blasted into the paranormal world, right? Who the hell's Jacqueline Nunez
Yeah.
buying the Conjuring House? We've never heard of her. Like, who the hell is this? Right? So I go blasting into the paranormal world, but before that, I have had this whole life, right, that has been in Boston with my real estate development and all my friend and stuff that I'm doing here. So they're very separate lives in some ways, right? I mean, like spiritually and emotionally and stuff, of course, it's all interconnected, but it's very separate. So it was just surreal to look over and see you guys standing in my other world, right? So, and yes, very. I mean, I've been building real estate for 18, 19 years now, and I appreciate any architecture that's done well. I love Victorian homes too. I love old farmhouses. I also love, like, my house is a contemporary home. I like that too. So, I mean, I just have a great appreciation for architecture in general. So,
So do I. I mean, I'm an Architectural Digest girl. You know, when
Yeah,
I get
yeah,
my hands on that magazine every month, I pour over every page of it, skip the ads, and go right to the next fabulous place.
yeah,
It's we need to do Newport together. I don't know
yeah.
if you've been to any of the mansions in Newport.
Yes, I have. I haven't in a while, but I've certainly been to the Breakers
Hmm.
and what's like the White Marble Hut? What's that one? There's
Marble House.
yes.
Oh no, no, Marble House is not. It's gold.
What's
Um,
the all
I know
white
what you're
house?
talking about.
Yeah,
Oh my God, COVID brain. Oh,
yeah, I don't know. Newport's awesome.
it is.
Yeah, so is James. I love Jamestown too.
Rosecliff
Yes, Rosecliff. But yeah, the
and the Great
Breakers
Gatsby.
is incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We need to do that. Well, after Thanksgiving, after Halloween night at the farm, I decided right then, not only was it the best idea since sliced bread, but that we need to do it more often. So I think in the summer we should have a special cookout event for everybody, and um, I can be the grill goddess. I'm really really good on a grill. No, I can. Although I'm sure there's going to be some guy there on the staff that says no, I'm better at it because guys. But that's all right. I'll pitch in and help and do some of the cooking, and we should have a homemade picnic with my potato salad and
There you
burgers and whatever else we could slap on the grill. And
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. I like to have social gatherings, and I also, want to. I'm starting to think about what to do because we have so many guests that are just a long time, like they've been 10 times or whatever. So
Jonathan,
yeah, like Jonathan, right?
yeah,
The Jonathans of the world. We love Jonathan.
yeah,
Doing some sort of a, I'm gonna call it like the Conjuring House fam club, right? Not fan, but
fam club,
fam
yeah,
club.
yeah, our an appreciation
Yeah, for
uh,
like some of our
thing.
stalwart guests that are here and do events and stuff. So I'm formulating what that could look like.
Good.
But hopefully we'll launch that sometime in 2024. Because again, that's just because I do feel like so many of our guests, right? They do feel like part of the Conjuring family to me,
They
right?
do.
Like, yeah, they do. They are. It's the Conjuring House is also a community of people.
It is.
It's not just a location. And I
No.
love that about it too. I love seeing the same faces.
Yeah.
Right. I love seeing new faces and I love seeing the same faces.
It's
It's awesome.
wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
just to know that it's a place that is that enticing, that it draws people in emotionally. I can't tell you how many people over all these years have written to me and said that after they read my books, they felt like they lived there with us, that they knew every member of my family intimately well, that they
Mhm.
experienced the same things that we did, that they feel a sense of belonging there that they never thought that they could feel from reading a book, and but I also think there's at least the possibility that a lot of the people that are drawn to that house now, um, through, I don't know, soul energy or past life experiences,
Mhm.
but that they had some association with it
Some connection.
prior.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I would believe that. I mean, there's a almost 300-year hit, well, more if you consider all of the indigenous, the Nipmuc
yeah,
tribe that was there for thousands of years. So that would make sense. Plus all of the people that worked there with the Arnolds and, um, the farm hands, the people that help domestic. I mean, just it goes on and on and on of the various connections of people that have been affiliated and associated with that farm over its very, very long, long history. So that
mhm,
wouldn't surprise me at all that people that are drawn, that there is some connection somewhere.
yeah. My friend George, uh, John Zaffis, and I drove up with him years ago, years and years ago, and he had no idea where the house was. And just as you're starting to take the bend where you can see the barn in the distance,
Yeah.
George started wringing his hands. He's like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. And he couldn't even open his eyes and look at the house as we drove past it. And when we got on the other side of the barn, all that anxiety washed out of him. He didn't even know we were going past it. And so we went up and turned around at the Chase Cemetery and came back down and went slowly past the house. And I'm sitting in the back seat and he's up front with John Zaffis. And I'm seeing a single tear come down his cheek as he looked at that house for the first time in this lifetime.
Wow.
And it was so powerful. It was heartbreaking to see him suffering like that when all he wanted to do was go see this place, and then was so impacted by doing so that he to this day describes that as a life-altering event, just driving up and then back down past it.
Wow.
This was like 8-9 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I had ever told you that, and he wouldn't mind me telling this. We've talked about it a lot on air and other venues on stage, but he's got some, and he can he has a remote viewing capacity.
That's
with
cool.
the farm. That one night he calls me, it's like 11 o'clock, 11:30 at night. And he said he was sitting at his desk and he said, do you have a scar on your shoulder, on your left shoulder? And I said, yes, I do. And he said, is it from running down the cellar stairs at the farmhouse and having a protruding nail scrape, cut your skin open? And I said, yeah, when I was 12 years old. 12 years old. And it was one of the, the hand-hewn nails that in the horsehair plaster, and it was sticking out, and I ran into it because the stairs were so shoddy. They were literally dangerous to walk down. And I ripped my shoulder open and I have a permanent scar there from it. There was no conceivable way that he could know that. And then my father had an English Rover that he kept in the barn, and he had to change the engine. And he took the spark plugs out, and it was the middle of winter. And so he tucked it behind the barn in the corner next to the wagon road. And Cindy was, I guess, maybe 13 or 14 at that age. And she was sneaking cigarettes out of Mom's packs and going out behind the barn. And when she would finish smoking a cigarette, she would put the butt down the hole that was an empty hole where the spark plugs had been. And so when they came in the spring to remove the engine, all these cigarette butts fell out of it. And he calls me in the middle of the night to tell me that he had just seen that in a vision. He had seen that happen.
Wow.
And, I hadn't even thought about that in 50 years, or 40, at least 45 years. So there are profound attachments that some people have to that farm. The more people that are exposed to it, the more I think that those attachments are going to surface. Excuse me, there is something spiritually significant going on with people and that farmhouse.
Yes, I agree with you. I completely agree with you.
You want to show them the video they got? Was it last night?
Yeah. No, yeah, or 2 days ago. When
2
was it?
days ago. I was in Boston.
Yeah. I think Reed sent it to me yesterday morning.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Bill, if you would, this is just taken in the middle of the night randomly with a surveillance camera and there's a surveillance camera in every room in the house except the bathroom. We hope.
Yeah, but yes, no, there's no camera there.
And this is Bill, just, let's show everybody what happens. Things like this happen routinely at the farmhouse, but either that or I don't know where he is. All he wrote to me is, LOL, I am great on a grill. Good to know. Isn't that great? Isn't that fabulous?
We are assuming that that is Abigail Arnold. So that, I think that happened like a little bit before 6 p.m. I don't know. Like, so we were supposed to have guests that night, and for whatever reason they canceled, so the house was empty that night. So I think the thought is that Abigail Arnold decided that she was going to cook in her ovens that night. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Abigail Arnold. But you can hear the click of the door opening. It's just amazing.
It is.
It's
It's
amazing.
amazing.
It is.
I know. I showed it to my Uber driver. He's like, because I had told him it's the same. I call the same guy. He's fabulous, from French Guiana.
That's really funny.
Yeah. And so we were stuck in traffic at a red light, and we were like 10 cars deep behind the red light. I'm like, this is the perfect time to show you. He's like, so where did you go? What did you do? And I was like, I was at the farm. And he's like, it wasn't a conference. He called just the conference. He doesn't call them paranormal conferences or paracons. And I said, well, no, I did a couple of speaking events, and then I went to the farm, and then I did another speaking event. And he said, you were at the farm? I was like, yeah, let me show you what happens at the farm. And I pull my phone out and click, and I hold it next to him as he's like, oh, and then I hit the button again to, replay it so you can see it twice. And he's like, do you talk to the spirits? I said, yeah. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Want to show? Yes, Bill. I need to put my cheaters on, Jacqueline. I am blind as a bat. That is what we did on Halloween night. Do you want to introduce everyone? Everybody knows me.
So there's Cody, as you can see, Satori, Tiffany Rice, me, Aaron, Jen Heinzen, up behind Aaron, Reed Boyker, Josh, the investigator. He's a really well-known social media influencer on YouTube. And Tyler Reynolds, also a social media influencer. Andrea, and then Brian Densero, one of our staff members. So that's us.
Isn't that was one and done?
I know.
First take on that photo. It was perfect. We didn't have to try again. It was great.
It was fun.
So one of the things that happened, and you've become a master dowser. I'm very impressed.
I love it. I practice and do it all the time. I've been dowsing all day here at home, talking to John. Usually it's John Arnold that I talk to. He comes through the most. But I practice all the time now. I just do it. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting a lot better, and it's a lot of fun, especially when you get and they're spelling for me, right? I'm getting spelled out answers. And I tried something with John Arnold. It was yesterday. I asked him for the time of birth of someone that I know, but I didn't know the birth time. And he told me, and it was right. Because I always make John Arnold or confirm who they are in multiple ways, right? What was your cat's name, or what's that secret code word we use? So I'm always making them confirm. And so I decided, well, I'm going to make him confirm in a way that I don't know the answer. And he did. He got the time of birth right. So when I emailed my friend, I'm like, what time were you born? And she told me, I'm like, bingo, he got it. Isn't that cool?
What's the implication of that? I mean, if you extrapolate that out, that he can know the time of birth of someone living that he doesn't know.
But he did. I made sure it was someone that he did kind of know that was some connection with her. I made sure, because I doubt that he would have known the time of birth of my neighbor next door. So I did pick someone that he had met, and that there might be some familiarity. But still, I was just thrilled that I got, because sometimes when you die, you don't know if it's you giving the answers, or, right? Sometimes you can question yourself that
You
way.
have to question. Yeah, you do.
Yeah, yeah. So I was thrilled when he confirmed a time that I had no idea what it was. So I'm going to try and do more of that with him, right? Come up with things that I don't know to see if he can tell me.
Well, it kind of tests the boundaries of their knowledge and their access to knowledge about
Yes.
the living and the dead.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, but yeah, no, we had fun with Abigail that night, because Abigail's favorite song is Nights in White Satin by the Moody Blues. So we play it for her all the time. And so that night, yeah, I was doing my dowsing rods, and she was dancing. She was dancing to the song, and she told you that she loved you. That was really sweet. Yeah, that was sweet.
Well, you know the story. Anybody that's read the books will remember the story of Nights in White Satin blasting through a radio that had no tubes, no innards, no electricity, no outlet behind it. It was just a corner piece that my mom found at an auction and put a pitcher and bowl on with baby's breath on a doily, and just took up that corner of what was our dining room.
Well, isn't that amazing then, to now learn, fast forward, that it was Abigail Arnold and that was her favorite song?
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
And the thing is that, we played the Moody Blues all the time in Search of the Lost Chord to our children's children. I mean, the Moody Blues music,
they were great. Yeah,
was a part of our family, was on the stereo a lot. Them and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Simon and Garfunkel,
yes.
James Taylor, all the best stuff
All of the 70s,
era.
right? Singer-songwriters, exactly.
And she chose that song, and years later, I realized, as I was listening to it again, decades later, that it was a message. The refrain is, "I love you, oh how I love you." It's not only poetry, but it's also got a galactic connection too, because the Moody Blues as a group said that they were taken, that they went off world.
Really?
Yeah, in the late 60s. I've got the article, actually. I can't remember.
I didn't know that.
And that when they came back, their music had completely changed. And that is true. If you listen to the early Moody Blues, it's not the same group that produced In Search of the Lost Chord, that produced, the albums that came subsequently, that they said, and the whole group all back each other up on this, completely the same shared experience, that music was ethereal, cosmic music that was downloaded to them to bring into the world.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Swear by it, and they don't care who challenges them.
I didn't know that, because I love their music.
I love their music. All the time, listen to it all the time, and including The Best Way to Travel. If you really think about Moody Blues music, it's about going off world. It's about everything that matters, about love, about connection with the universe. That was not what their music was about prior to that event. So again, what is the correlation and the integration? What is that between spirit activity and cosmic activity? And I think only they know the answer to that.
Yeah, only they know the answer to that.
And they can't really tell us We have to figure this out for ourselves. I accept it just the way it is. Just the way it is. That it's magical to me. That it's musical and magical, and the message is, I love you.
Yeah. Huh, now I'll have to go back and listen to some more of the Moody Blues music because I didn't know this story about them.
You can find it online. Get on that Google machine.
I will.
Yep. Yeah. I sent you Google stuff today while I was sitting at the airport waiting to take off and my flight was delayed. And I'm like, what did we talk about that I need to look up for her and send? Like you've got nothing else to do but read my text messages coming in with links. Thank you for everything that you did to make this past week very special for me.
Oh, you're welcome. It was a lot of fun. We always love having you up here, Andrea. So.
But this was the best time, you have to admit. This was the best one.
Well, it was only my second one, right? I've only owned the house a year and a half. So.
No,
but the best one so far, yes.
I've come a number of times though, and it's always great.
Yes.
But this was special. This time was special. From saving the lives of those creepy bugs that were getting into the house, and I'm sure still are. And I'm running around with a cup and an envelope, slipping it underneath and throwing them outside. And I think they just turn around and fly right back into the house. We have those down here in Georgia too. They look a little different. Ugh. 'Tis the season for creepy crawlies to come in the house to get warm.
I've never seen those kind of bugs before. It was really very disturbing to me.
They're really kind of grotesque, and they are not indigenous, and neither are the ones that are down here. Yeah. And they've traced them, not only what you've got, but also what we've got, have traced them back to cargo ships from China.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah. And nothing will eat them. Nothing will eat them. Birds won't eat them. Snakes won't eat them. Nothing will eat them because they taste horrible and they stink. They're called stink bugs.
I know.
You have to be really, really careful. If you're going to kill one, you better be damn sure you do it outside.
What's their purpose?
They're the devil's pets. Remember we talked about, go ahead, laugh it up, but I'm telling you, ticks, fleas, gnats, lice, stink bugs, fire ants. They're all the devil's pets. They are put on the earth specifically to annoy us. God bless you.
Thank you.
Specifically to annoy us. I don't know what else to tell you. That's the way I have to think.
Are you exhausted? I'm exhausted.
Oh. I am the Walking Dead, which is a good name. We should pitch that to a network for a show title. I'm such an idiot. I've overused that one. I know I have. Hold on, coffee. Because nectar of the gods.
Be up all night.
I was up all night last night. I mean, pretty much. I woke up at 3 and I came upstairs and sprawled out on your sofa and scrolled my news feed for 2 hours, napped for about another half an hour, and then got up and we had coffee. So yeah, I've only got a few hours of sleep. I get to the point where I'm so sleep deprived that I'm awake. And that's where I am right now.
Yeah.
But just think how good you'll sleep when we're done. I mean, we've only got 15 minutes left.
Yes. I'll have a nice leisurely day tomorrow.
Good.
So, yes.
Good.
Yes.
Oh my God. Say that again.
So what else?
Well, if I could say so. When I first met you, and I've had you on the show before, and so some people I'm sure have heard this before. But the instant that I met you in the lobby of the Home to Suites in Springfield, Rhode Island.
Yes.
And I looked like a swamp hag. I don't remember if I was wearing an unflattering yellow sweatshirt. And those are the first photographs that we had taken together. We looked much better. Well, at least I did, going out to the fancy French restaurant, even though you would not let me wear my frozen tundra parka. And yet I used that this morning. It's a multi-purpose piece of clothing. I used that.
It's a poncho blanket.
It's a pillow. It's a poncho. It's a blanket.
It's a blanket.
It's like a matador thing where I can separate two dogs so that they can't see each other and keep a cat in the house that's trying to escape. It is a multi-purpose, fabulous thing that doesn't get enough respect. But no, you're right. Even though I did freeze to death going into the fancy French restaurant, we looked really good. Then our picture came out so nice. What a wonderful evening. That's what we need to do more of. We do. We need to, all of us, I'm talking to everybody, all of us, that we need to start thinking in terms of who do you love? Who do you want to spend time with? Whose company do you enjoy the most? And then do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right?
I'd rather be alone than be around people I don't enjoy. I much prefer to be alone.
Me too. Me too. I do. But it
so
was.
I remember the very first words out of your mouth when you met me for the first time. You looked at me and you said, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
That's what you said. And I'm like, what does she mean by that? And then you described me as like a light or something, if
Yes.
I remember correctly. Yes.
Yes.
Dottie, stop it.
Dottie. Peanut's over here sleeping in her little peanut bed.
Dottie.
I wonder how Peanut and Dottie would do. I think they'd be great.
Yeah. Dottie, can you hear Dottie?
I can hear her.
She needs to go out. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No. Hey, you know what? Okay, I'm just going to tell everybody that's watching this show, for the last 2 days, I personally have been the dog wants in, dog wants out person. And I have also personally been the cat wants in, the cat wants out person. And Jacqueline has had 2 full days of her life where she did not have to wait on the animal's hand and foot because I did it happily.
That's funny. Yes. Well, now she's out. So.
Okay. Did you leave the door cracked enough so that you know when she wants to come back in?
No, because I don't want Huey to get out.
Oh, okay. Of course.
Yeah. It's too dark for him to go out now.
Was it last night I stayed up till midnight waiting for Huey to come back in? And you said, and you went off to bed and Erin went off to bed and I'm sitting there on the sofa scrolling through my newsfeed, answering all my messages that I missed all day. And you said, what was it? When you hear crunch, 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 make a beeline for the door and close the door because that means he's on the feed or he's in. And that's what I did. That was it. Beeline for the door, close the door, lock the door. It's over for the night, dude. You're in. He jerked me around so badly on your back deck last night.
He's a jerk.
He is.
Huey and the bad news, I call him.
He's so beautiful. He's such a handsome specimen.
Yeah.
Of feline perfection. But what a piece of work. Came right over to me on the stairs, as I was just sitting there talking to him, calling him, enticing him. And he came over, got right on the stairs with me. I pet him, tried to pick him up. Oh, no, there'll be none of that. Down under the table with the 4 chairs around it. I get up. I go down to try to pick him up as he's brushing himself up against the legs of the chairs. It feels so good. So good. I reach down, gone. over on the seat off the side. I start walking across the deck, zoom, right over the fence line. Like, you know what? I give up. Going in the house, ratting you out to your mother, and I will wait until you're ready to come in the house. You know, it was only like 37 degrees.
Welcome to my world.
No, we have one, Mama Kitty,
Yeah.
Christine's cat, who
Yeah.
only responds to and is in any way cooperative with Christine, not me. When I see her, unless I'm willing to open the door for her or feed her something, she has no use for me. And that's so unusual for me, Jacqueline. I have a thing with animals. You've seen it yourself, how I am with yours, and how they are with me.
Mm-hmm.
And Bernie, you saw how Bernie is with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why Mama Kitty is so snooty. I was gone for a month in Florida, and I came home and she's like, "Oh, you're back. Oh, it's you." I mean, I could feel her attitude, her catitude, as she looked at me kind of sideways, like, "Yeah, whatever." I just, I don't know. I don't get it. I've never been anything but kind to her. Ask Peanut Buttercup, her favorite 3 words, as you wish. As you wish. I wait on these animals hand and foot. They rule my life. Peanut lost her mind when I got home.
Oh, I bet. Well, hey, where's Christine?
Oh, she's in bed.
Okay.
She's in bed. We'll
How's
do
your
a Zoom thing and you can talk to her. And
How's your mom?
Mom is so thrilled that I'm home.
I bet. Was she completely thrilled when you got back?
She was. Well,
Yeah.
she heard me being slobbered on by the Princess Peanut Buttercup, and she
Mhm.
started yelling from her room, "Your mother's in here!" Like, lose the dog. Come pay attention to the person first. She's
Aw.
got a point, but I couldn't get past the dog to get to the person. So Peanut and I went into Mom's room and we had a wonderful reunion. Wonderful. And then I showed her the video of the door,
The door.
fireplace. She wanted to see it like 3 times. She says, in all the years we lived there, I don't ever remember that happening. Happened with the pantry doors, happened
Mhm.
with the cellar doors. It never happened with that. That is not an easy door to open.
It's not an easy door to open. And yeah, because it's hard to shut. It's hard to get it. Once you get it shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen that door open either, so that was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
I love when stuff like that happens.
I love that you have the house. And
Me
I love
too.
everything that you're doing with it. When you put that shed in the front, at first I thought, really? In the front yard? Like, how's that going to look? And I didn't say anything. It's your house. But when I got there and I saw it, and it's so perfect, it's like it's always been there. It fits perfectly. It's exactly the right size. It holds everything you need it to hold while you've been restoring the barn.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at it. And then you came up beside me and you said, John Arnold gave me the approval to do this. Was it John and Abigail, or
Yes.
approved of this?
Yes.
And that's when I learned about you planting the pear trees for
Yeah.
Abigail, and that you don't make any change to that property without connecting with spirit first to make sure that it's all okay with them. I can't think of a more respectful gesture than that. And it tells me everything I need to know about who you are, that this is the path you have chosen to collaborate with, to cooperate with, to communicate with, to commune with the spirits in such a profound way. And it's inspirational to me.
Well, we're lucky. It's a privilege, right, to be able to engage with their energy in very meaningful, communicative ways, right? It's astounding. It is astounding that we can do it. And like they're still living, if you will, right? They're just in a different dimension. And I I love them. We love them.
I
So
love them too.
yeah.
Even the cranky ones.
So of course I'm gonna care about, I was, getting Abigail Arnold's biscuit recipe, which we have, which I've made her biscuits a few times. We have her bread recipe, which is daunting. I haven't tried that one yet. So it's just, I'm just so lucky and privileged.
Yeah. And I am to be able to be a part of that.
Yeah.
I am. I feel humbled and privileged and deeply appreciative. And we have more than a friendship. I mean, I don't even know what word to describe the connection that I have with you, but I do know that it's forever. I mean, maybe well beyond this realm, that it came before, it was before, it will be again, it is now, and that it's this farmhouse that has brought us together. And I'm so grateful. And Jacqueline, all I can do is just encourage anybody and everybody, if get there if you can.
Yeah.
Get there if you can. We listened to that song together the other night. Get here if you can.
That's right.
Yeah. So with that, Bill's telling me he's kicking us off the air. I love you with all my heart. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you did to make this past week magical. And let's move forward and see what we can conjure up for the future.
Thank you, and thanks to you for having me on. And I love you. I love you right back. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.